Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 21st of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2's finale, a lot of fans have really been looking forward to the future of the Star Wars universe by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Chapek, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and so on and so forth, and exactly what the future of the Star Wars universe is really going to look like for the next couple of years to come. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Also, make sure to check me out at Mike01 on Twitter. Now, when we go ahead and examine everything related to the future of the franchise, we do know that The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 is currently in the works. You guys may have very well heard that Rangers of the New Republic is actually going through a lot of trouble right now. They're actually reforming the show, really kind of stripping it down to the bare bones of the TV show and kind of rebuilding it into something brand new. We've been talking about this for a very long time about Rangers, and now it's finally actually being done. Now, that of course is all caused by the firing of Gina Carano and exactly what happened with her by Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, etc. Now, what's really even all the more intriguing involves the character of Luke Skywalker and actor Mark Hamill, and what's been going on the past couple of weeks between Jon Favreau and, of course, Dave Filoni, and what they're really up to when it comes to the Star Wars universe. So this is the more exciting aspect of Star Wars, is that we have, of course, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau working very closely with George Lucas to make sure that Star Wars is going to be an ever-evolving franchise at this point in time. So with that being said, of course, what's really exciting about all of this is that when we go ahead and examine everything related to the future of the Star Wars universe and what Jon Favreau really is doing with, of course, the character of Luke Skywalker, and what Mark Hamill had to say is very, very much insightful and very interesting. Now, ever since Mark Hamill's last performance as an older Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy movies, many fans have been very curious about Mark Hamill's future within the Star Wars universe. It's best described that Hamill recently had meetings with Jon Favreau to return into The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 in a surprising way. However, on the opposite end, Hamill is said to also be replaced as Luke Skywalker. In a recent interview, Mark Hamill was questioned about being replaced as the iconic Jedi when discussing the future of Star Wars and the Mandalorian series. At one point in time, Hamill was indeed questioned about being replaced as Luke Skywalker, where Hamill replied stating that he believes that getting a new actor for the role of Luke is an excellent and much needed thing to do right now for Favreau to continue Luke's story in his prime. Hamill states that he has no issues with being replaced by another actor for the role of Luke, and that it doesn't bother him in the slightest. Of course, I could return and do de-aging technology, but that's also not always perfect because I am not entirely fit for the role of a younger Luke. When questioned if Hamill will enjoy if Sebastian Stan was chosen for the role of Luke, Hamill replied simply stating that in his opinion, Stan is the best option and that there has been a ton of talk among him being used for the role just as Rosario Dawson was for Ahsoka Tano. Hamill said he is a fan of Stan and believes that there are also many other talented actors out there as well best fit for the role of Luke Skywalker. Now here's the real interesting thing about Mark Hamill and what he's actually saying about the role of Luke Skywalker here. Now, we do know that Jon Favreau is doing a lot of big things as we speak for Luke Skywalker in the Mandoverse, as I like to call it. Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 is about to utilize Luke Skywalker in a very different and unique way. And what I mean by that is that he's taking a lot of Star Wars Legends stories, throwing it into the Disney canon, and plans to actually replace Mark Hamill, of course, with a brand new actor, a live-action actor. Now, Favreau has actually been in the talks with Sebastian Stan for a number of months now. There's also two other candidates in the mix, two other actors that are currently unknown, that are going to be pretty much in the lineup of portraying a new Luke Skywalker in live-action form. Now, basically, they wanted to do this entire system in Season 2 with, of course, the de-aging technology and the CGI technology, whatever have you, to keep it a big secret, to really make it as secret as possible. the main reason as to why we all learned about Ahsoka Tano so early on being done by Rosario Dawson is because that was an actual live actor. And the same exact thing is happening right now, when it all dwindles down to Mark Hamill talking about more about him being replaced as Luke, as well as what's been going on behind the scenes when it comes to Luke Skywalker being utilized in the Mandoverse. So, Season 3 is going to use Luke Skywalker in a very specific way. They're going to focus more on his scenes with Grogu, also known as Baby Yoda, and more to come. The thing that really does strike me the most about all of this is that when we go ahead and examine everything related to Disney Star Wars, alright? Jon Favreau, what he wants to do is that he wants to replicate how Luke was used in Star Wars Legends and how that's going to transfer over into this new Star Wars universe moving forward. So, what they're doing is that they're cherry-picking a lot of the stories of Luke from Star Wars Legends, be it the Thrawn trilogy or Dark Empire, whatever it may be. A lot of those stories are going to be resurrected. And I believe that that is the way to go, that Jon Favreau has his head on straight, he knows what he's doing right now, this really is the best way to go about doing things. I want to actually focus in on what Mark Hamill had to say here, about how he feels that he isn't fit to portray a younger version of Luke. And I can understand that. I mean, he's not in his 20s or 30s anymore, let alone his 40s. Mark Hamill, is an older male. Now, obviously what they could do, they could have easily just de-aged his face and plopped it on a younger body, similar to what they have done before in the past. And I think that obviously if they were to do something like that, similar to what they did in The Rise of Skywalker, they could really include Mark Hamill from start to finish. Now, from the leaks that we've gone over before in the past, yes, Mark Hamill is going to be included in some way, shape, or form for a couple of scenes here and there in Mandalorian Season 3 and 4. This could very well pertain, perhaps, to something to do with the Worlds Between Worlds, we don't know. But it could also have something to do with flash forwards, showing us an older version of Luke. For all we know, right? We still don't really have the actual full-fledged details about why Mark Hamill would even be involved. But other than that, him replying to getting replaced as Luke and how he's pretty much at peace with it and how he's okay with now that he's being, pretty much phased out, kind of being put to the wayside a little bit. He is older, he realizes this, and he knows that what Jon Favreau wants to do, he wants to focus on a younger version of Luke, and that's what he actually wants to focus in on. And I respect that. The fact that Favreau is also going to use Mark Hamill on a minimal scale, it's very nice of him to at least involve Mark Hamill in a very interesting and exciting way that is currently unknown. So we're going to learn more about this as the months roll by. We're approaching June. I mean, I cannot believe how fast this year really is moving. So, guys, like I've said before in the past, let me know what you think about the entire scenario below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.